Hello and welcome back to another video where we will be talking about porn addiction recovery. So I've had quite a difficult week, if I'm truly honest, because I did a Samaritans call on Wednesday night. Samaritans is a volunteering charity that I work for here in England, in Manchester, and I had a call that was honestly one of the most difficult calls I've taken for a few weeks, maybe even a few months. And essentially, the woman on the other end of the line was going through an addiction. They had actually had quite a lot of success and they'd stayed sober for a number of months, but then their months of sobriety had come to an end over the weekend, and they just continued to engage with their addiction, with their compulsive behaviour, and things had spiraled out of control for this person, and they were in a really, really bad way when they called me Wednesday night. They were in such a bad way that they actually wanted to end their life there and then. And I was talking to this person, and to be honest with you, what was particularly difficult for me is that I'm now trained in helping people recover and overcome their addiction. I've been working alongside a woman called Mary Paulus for about 6 months now, and she is an addiction recovery expert. She's worked in addiction recovery since 1990. However, on that Samaritans call, I wasn't allowed to share what I really knew with this person, because Samaritans are taught to talk to people in a very specific way. A lot of it is about going back and forth about how you feel, reflecting on what's going on, really just actively listening, and we don't provide any advice at all. Whereas with my addiction recovery work and with the clients I work with, I do provide a lot of advice. It's very straightforward, like you need to do this, then this, then this, and that's how you gain permanent mental freedom by rewiring the addictive neural pathways. Whereas on this call, I couldn't do any of that. So we're going back and forth and we're having this conversation, and I'm just listening and taking in everything that she's saying and understanding her situation and how she feels and exploring it all. And there was something that was really interesting, and I talked about this with Mary after the call a few hours later. Essentially, how she felt in that moment is that she wanted to end her life. And what goes on when someone wants to end their life is they often have these feelings of deprivation. They feel like they can't end their life because they're going to let down their friends, they're going to let down their family, and they're going to let down everyone in their life, and they feel really frustrated with themselves and upset, like there's this thing that they want to do but they can't do it, and that just creates even more intense feelings. It makes the whole situation worse. Now with this woman, if she had have told anyone that she knew about how she felt, my guess is they would have told her, you can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. They would have told her, look, you can't end your life because we need you, or you've got these responsibilities, you have to be doing this, or you have to be doing that, it's unfair on us. All of those sort of thoughts would have come up and probably would have been said to this person. So the difference is with Samaritans and the way we're trained, which is really, really effective, is that we don't provide advice. We don't say, yeah, go ahead, do it. Obviously we don't. But we actually explore it. We actually talk through, okay, so you want to do this right now. Do you want to tell me more about how you feel? Is it that you really want to no longer be here? Or is it that you want to get out of these feelings that you've been having recently? And we just explore the decision, the idea of ending that person's life. We don't say, you can't do this. And we don't say, go and do it. We just explore how they feel about it, and we talk it through. And this is really, really effective, because what it does is it helps people get out of the feelings of deprivation that they have, gets them out of those feelings of, I can't do this. And then they can start to think a little bit more rationally, because they're no longer in this battle of, I want to do something and I can't do it. Instead, now their mind is open to, okay, well, what are the consequences here? How do I really feel about ending my life in this moment? And it's really, really powerful. Now, a similar concept applies when it comes to addiction recovery, because what we do with our clients is we do talk through the choice of looking at porn. What's going to happen? We don't say to people, you can't look at porn. We don't tell them, don't do that because of X, Y, Z. We will literally go through and actually understand, well, how are you feeling right now? And usually they're going to tell us, yeah, I'm feeling a lot of urges, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling alone, and all these sort of emotions. Okay, well, actually that stuff isn't that relevant, to be honest with you, with addiction recovery, because usually those feelings are being created by the addictive part of the mind. So we may say that to them. We may say, okay, well, yeah, obviously you're going to feel that way because you're going through withdrawal right now. That's okay. But if you go ahead and look at porn, what are the consequences going to be? At some point, they'll realise that actually, if I do look at porn, all these feelings that they're having right now are only going to get worse. They're going to stay in these feelings. And the amazing thing is, there is an alternative. There's a different route that they can make. There's a different option for them to choose. Because if they actually willingly accept the temporary discomfort in that moment, and they go, okay, yeah, I do have a choice right now. I can look at porn. I can go ahead and do that. I can live a life of misery, isolation, anxiety, self-hatred. Yeah, I can do all of that. Or I can willingly accept this temporary discomfort and actually change my neural pathways. And then I'm going to gain what? What am I going to gain? Okay, well, I'm going to have more connection in my life, more confidence, more fulfillment, more joy from the little things, more peace of mind, mental clarity, focus on what you actually want. You're going to gain so much from willingly accepting that temporary discomfort. So they have that choice. They can go and engage with porn. You can go and engage with porn if you want to. But it is a choice and there are consequences. But what the addicted part of the mind will do is it denies the reality of addiction. It tries to get you away from that choice. It tries to put you in this state of deprivation where you feel you can't look at porn, otherwise the world's going to end. Well, that's not going to happen. You can look at porn. The world's not going to end if you look at porn. It's just there are some pretty severe consequences and you're not going to feel good about it. And it's going to actually strengthen the addicted neural pathways. So you have that option. Option A, you strengthen the addicted neural pathways. You feel all these horrible emotions. Or you have your option B, you weaken the addicted neural pathways and you have all these amazing feelings and a better life. And it's worth it. You know it's worth it. But it is a choice and you can engage and have option A if you want that choice. But what I just really wanted to get across in this video overall is that feelings of deprivation make such a big difference. And when you actually think through a choice, you will often find an answer that actually works for you. But in addiction, people aren't able to think through the choice. And then in the outside world in general as well, a lot of people are just throwing advice around carelessly, thinking about what they really want and how they feel without actually listening and understanding the thoughts and feelings of others and letting them make a decision for themselves. I hope this video makes sense. I hope you can take something away from it that's going to be useful for you. If you do want more help in terms of quitting pornography for good and staying stopped correctly, then book in a call with me and we can talk through the Beyond Compulsion method, where you're at now and where you want to go. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.